In today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of market analysis on the XY era and also the black and white era. Alright, so I've been noticing some pretty interesting patterns here lately, and we're going to be checking out some of the cards from the X and Y era. We're also going to take a look at the black and white era. You might be wondering, those are two pretty random eras to be comparing to, but we'll get there. I'm going to explain to you why I think there's some potential to get some pretty decent cards, depending on if you like either one of these eras. Now, when it comes to the XY era, I personally, this is one of the best cards I have from XY era. I don't have anything too crazy, but I do have this Giratina EX. I pulled this, graded it in a 10. It's pretty low pop, and you can see that on the 1 year chart here, we've been doing nothing but rising up. And that might not show you too much justice there, but near mint, like $100, last sold, 49. So maybe it's on its way up a little bit, and I know also it's on its way up because of graded value. When I first pulled this card, probably 5 years ago, maybe, I think, and then I graded it, it was about a $200 PSA 10, the Giratina EX from Ancient Origins. Now I checked the price on this card the other day. It was like $600, and that's based on collectors data. I haven't actually looked it up, sold listings on like eBay or anything like that, but that's what it said, $600. And I noticed too, over time it started to trickle up. And you might be thinking, how did this card jump from $200 to $600? And obviously it's because of all the news that's out right now about the new megas that are coming out. So the XY era is getting a lot of love from the new Legends of ZA game, basically. I think the game is kind of like giving people that nostalgia a little bit from the XY era when they see that stuff. So now they're going back, they're starting to look at some of the cards. And it's kind of giving a little bit of a price hike on the cards. I've seen a lot of cards in shops, XY era stuff, price tags are starting to trickle up a little bit. So there still might be good deals out there. If you see some XY era stuff, don't be afraid to ask to see it, check the condition, see if you can maybe get a good deal on something. PSA 10s. It was the same thing with the Sun and Moon era, a little while ago. Some of the 10s, like the promos and stuff, shot up crazy amounts of money. But yeah, let's not just talk about the Lugia or the Giratina. We're going to be talking about Lugia here next. This is another card from Ancient Origins. You might say, oh, you're just comparing the same set. I really like this card, but we could see here, last sold on 410, $83, 85 down there on 330. Let's go back a little bit. Even if we go back to like 3-4, it was 75. Now we're up to like 83 basically. So it's slowly starting to trickle up as well. I already know in a PSA 10 this card is pretty pricey. So, but you never know, you might be able to get yourself a nice loose copy of these cards. There's some crazy XY sets like Flash Fire, Ancient Origins, different things like that you can look into if you're not familiar with the era. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of knowledge on the XY era for right now. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you've seen the price hikes on the product. And I think there's another thing that has some potential right now, and that's the black and white era. First off, I don't know, I've seen some people saying that they don't like the black and white era. I think the black and white era is awesome. I grew up playing the games. But I think there's some cards that have some potential. Even in Japanese, right? I was looking online on like eBay for PSA 10s of some of the best cards from the sets, and in Japanese they're like $400 for like full art cards. Like here, for example, I'll show you guys some really cool cards, and don't get me wrong, these are really expensive at 10s, but I want to show you guys just some of the cool cards from the black and white era. Alright, first up here, we have Dialga EX from Plasma Blast. Super cool card. I mean, we could check comps. I already know this one's pretty pricey, especially in a 10. But if you did want a near mint copy, it's going to run you about $100. But these aren't the cards specifically I'm talking about. I think that, so like for example, Virizion Full Art. This is a full art from black and white era, right? Let's check near mint. $20 for a full art from black and white era. That's pretty good, right? And you might be saying, cool, like, yeah, the cards are a little cheap, might be able to get some good deals. Why are you talking about it? Because the new set coming out in, I believe the Japanese sets are Black Bolt and White Flare. We're going to see the English set come around in maybe July. I think you're going to see some of these cards kind of follow that pattern to where people, are buying some of the other stuff for like XY era. I think people are going to buy up maybe some black and white era stuff. So this is a secret rare, which secret rares are pretty crazy. Let's look at this. Near mint secret rare. Is there any near mint? Did I maybe miss one? Near mint, $60 for a secret rare Dusknoir from, what year is this? 2013, I think. 2013 range is black and white. Even some of the packs you can scoop up for a nice price. But like, guys, some of these cards, look at these, like Tornadus. You might not like Tornadus, but look at this card. I just like the blue accent to them. You know, Plasma Freeze, Plasma Blast, really good sets. But like, let's check out this Genesect here. Some of these cards I might be buying myself just because they're so cool. 45 bucks for a near mint copy of Genesect. And hopefully you guys are looking at this and some of you hop on this train. I'm personally going to, again, spend your money how you want. You don't have to listen to me, obviously. I wouldn't suggest, you know, just going out and buying everything I say. But I think some of these cards are super slept on. Going to be really good. Again, this is TCG Player. They don't have everything on here. But like, look at this Palkia EX. Plasma Blast Palkia. Probably same thing near mint. Probably around 100. Yeah, 95. Now, these in 10s are like thousands of dollars. So, but you gotta look. Some of these you might be able to find a good deal on, like Virizion Full Art in a 10, probably a couple $100. Like some nice stuff that you could scoop up. I saw an EX lot, so like EXs like this. And you guys gotta realize, EXs like this are better than EXs that we have right now if you're new to collecting, like in Scarlet Violet era, especially in 10s. So like Dialga, look, like this is like a $12 card near mint, I think. Pretty cool from XY era 2013. You know, it's, don't get me wrong, it's not like some crazy card. To sum it up, I think there's potential in the black and white era for this product to go up a little bit with the new set that's going to be coming out after Destined Rivals, right? Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe this doesn't take off because I've heard some people maybe don't like black and white era. Like I said, I really love the black and white era. I think it's awesome. I grew up playing, you know, the first game I ever played was Soul Silver. Then I played Pokemon Black. That was the first ever black and white era game I ever played. And then eventually, recently, I forget which one I played. It was either Black 2 or White 2. I just replayed it, did a Nuzlocke. Randomized Nuzlocke with some of my friends. That was really fun. But guys, just to end the video off, look at some of these full art cards. They are awesome, okay? And again, these full arts, they have texture. Just so you know, they got some nice texture on them. And these secret rares, all I'm saying is pretty nice price for it being a secret rare. Secret rares from X and Y, they have like a gold shimmering border on them. So this isn't just yellow, that's like reflective gold on the border of it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys can use some of this information to your advantage. Maybe you'll get some, maybe not. Check out the XY era, check out the black and white era. The singles are going up, so you might be able to find yourself a good deal somewhere along the line. If you haven't already, go ahead and join our Discord. We talk about things like this in there frequently, all the best things, news, sets, all that kind of stuff. So if you haven't joined, I don't know what you're doing, get in there. That's going to be all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you could please like, comment, subscribe, anything helps, and I'll see you on the next one.